Hi guys, this is tabletnews.com and I'm here with the Lenovo Yoga Book, the most unusual tablet we've ever tested. It includes both the tablet and a touch keyboard, and the Lenovo Yoga Book was unveiled at IFA 2016. It won the Red Dot Design Award, and you can find it priced at $499 in the Android version, which by the way we're testing, or you can find it priced at $550 for the Windows version. It's a tablet with a keyboard and a stylus and a beautiful hinge at the back. It's good for students and professionals, and it's basically a work of art if you really look at its details. Using aluminum and magnesium, it has a very solid build, and each of these portions measures 4 mm in thickness. This screen portion and this keyboard portion 4 mm each, which is very impressive. It all weighs 690 grams, which is 250 grams heavier than the iPad Pro 9.7, and this is a 10.1 incher with a solid build and available in gunmetal gray or champagne gold. It's elegant, it's comfy, and it has 4 usage modes. So this hinge lets it rotate at 360 degrees. This is the 10th mode, used to watch videos by propping the tablet like that. Then we have the full open mode. You can use this keyboard as a touchpad and draw on it and see the results here. 2 modes so far. Then we have the notebook mode, pretty straightforward, you use it like a laptop, a notebook. And finally we have the tablet mode, also straightforward, use the device like this, like a regular 10-inch tablet. It's the best tablet design I've seen all year, the most original, and is very comfy to use and also very good looking. Now onto the display. This screen is a 10.1 incher with an IPS panel and a Full HD resolution, and as far as the video player goes, we resorted to video. It's very intuitive and straightforward, has a pop-up play option. And now let's see what the screen brings. So this display is pretty bright and crisp. It has okay colors, okay calibrated. We got wide view angles and a reasonable contrast. Now let's see what the pixels are about. We have to go to the photo section and see the RGB stripes pixels. Now let's have a look at those pixels. So this is the RGB stripes pixel setup, and then we perform a brightness test. As usual, we relied on the lux meter, and we achieved a value of 375 lux units, which we expected more, to be honest. It beats the iPad Air 2 and the Xiaomi Mi Pad 2, but it scored below the Samsung Galaxy Tab S2 9.7 and the Lenovo Yoga Tab 3 Pro. Now on the settings front, those related to the screen are pretty straightforward. So we got display, adaptive brightness, sleep, daydream font size, and then there's also something extra here, Intel Smart Video, which makes the playback a bit smoother, reducing noise. Now on the CPU front, this tablet is based on an Intel Atom X5 of the Z8550 variety. It's a Cherry Trail chip with a quad-core setup and a 2.4 GHz clock. You also get 4 GB of LPDDR3 RAM and 64 GB of storage, plus a microSD card slot. The device does not suffer from lag, but every once in a while it may run into a glitch, and you'll see something like system UI problems and shutdown on the screen. So it happened to me every once in a while. However, games ran like a champ, and I'm talking about a Smurfs title that I installed here, this one, Epic Run, and of course Riptide GP Renegade, our usual benchmark title here at tabletnews.com. Okay, this is it. And even though we did not register much overheating in the way of the thermometer we used, when I was charging the tablet and using it for longer periods, the bottom half, the one with the keyboard, got a bit too hot in my view. Now this is the game. It looks swell on the 10.1 inch screen. It handles pretty well. Everything is rendered perfectly. I see no artifacts and no problems here. So nice graphical effects, no texture drop and no frame rate drop, and nice water drops on the screen. Now we also did benchmarks, and prepare for those because we have them here. So let's see. We did the usual battery of tests, which includes among others Quadrant, and in Quadrant we had some excellent scores, which we have to find here somewhere. Here we go. So our result is actually huge. is 377,000 points, which is actually the first place tablet from all the tablets we've tested. It's more than double the one of the Xiaomi Mi Pad 2. Meanwhile, in Antutu 6, for example, we scored above the Lenovo Yoga Tab 3 Pro from last year and the Xiaomi Mi Pad 2, but below the Huawei MediaPad M3. In Geekbench 4, we scored once again below the Huawei MediaPad M3, and overall the performance is good, but it's not all flagship level all the way. Now, I promised you a temperature test, so here we go. We achieved 34.9 degrees Celsius after running the game you saw before, Riptide GP Renegade, and after running GFX Bench, 35.1 degrees Celsius, so no overheating here. Now on the battery front, we're dealing with an 8500 mAh lithium polymer unit. On paper we're promised 15 hours of general usage, and let's see just how much time we reached with our very own test. Okay, so let's look up our video playback time. So we achieved a time of 10 hours and 26 minutes of continuous HD video playback, which is excellent considering this is a very slim model, so basically 4mm for each piece of the device. It's superior to the Samsung Galaxy Tab A 9.7 but inferior to the iPad Air 2, for example. Now the continuous usage test, the one we call PC Mark, was actually very impressive, 8 hours and 5 minutes. This one beats the Xiaomi Mi Pad 2 and the Samsung Galaxy Tab S2 9.7, but scores below the Lenovo Yoga Tab 3 Pro and the Galaxy Tab A 9.7. We did not have the official charger for this device, we used an unofficial one, and it juiced up in about 3 hours. Now, don't expect any fancy settings for the battery, we only have the typical ones, which means we go to the battery and we only get battery saver and battery optimization, basically those. It's great, the battery I mean, for the thickness of the device. And now we move on to multimedia. So as you can see, we have one set of speakers here and one set here. These are stereo speakers with Dolby acoustics, and we are supposed to rely on the Google Play Music application, which is available here. And if you're trying to go to its special settings, the equalizer, you'll be sent straight to the Dolby Atmos application with a variety of options and modes like movie, music, game, voice, smart or surround virtualizer, dialogue enhancer and volume leveler, plus a graphic equalizer. So quite a few options for this slate. Now let's actually listen to some tunes and enjoy the speakers. Let's turn up the volume. Okay, so the experience is loud, clear, we have an excellent bass, and it's very solid in the movies. I noticed that the dialogues and human voice is excellently rendered by these speakers. And by the way, very strong bass, and in spite of that, this slim tablet does not vibrate, so kudos for that, Lenovo. Okay, now we're going to show you our usual decibel meter test, and let's see what we achieved there. So we achieved the result of 85 decibels. When we played our game, and when we used our audio test sample, 83.3 decibels. It's the big result that counts. It's actually a very good one and beats the Xiaomi Mi Pad and the Samsung Galaxy Tab S2 9.7. It scored below the Nokia N1 and the iPad Air 2, just so you know when it comes to the decibel meter. Now on the camera front, well, of course you will be hard pressed to take pictures with this device. It's quite big and a bit heavy, but in the end we do have a pair of cameras here. So 8 megapixel camera at the back, and guess where it's integrated? Very interesting and perhaps very smart. The camera is placed here above the keyboard. So let's show you like this. This is the main camera, 8 megapixel shooter, and the front one is this one here, 2 megapixel shooter. When you do something like this, you can access the camera properly. Here we go. Come on, trying to rotate the device, and now we can access the cam. As I said before, it has a pretty straightforward user interface, very simple. We got these modes here like action, barcode, fireworks, landscape and all that, and these other modes: smart capture, action shot, photo, video, panorama, and you can also shoot full HD video in case you were wondering. As you can see, the results are not the best in the world, but for a tablet they'll suffice. It's not on par with an iPad Pro, but it could fight an older iPad mini or iPad Air. For example, this is quite a good shot in color, clarity and whatever you want. So for indoor shots and the random wedding shot, it's quite okay. Now, as far as the web browser is concerned, this device relies on Chrome, which is available here and it's reasonably fast. Let's load up tabletnews.com. It charges, loads pretty fast, smooth scrolling, and by the way, we also have a virtual keyboard aside from the touch one. And this browser you see here has a window mode, and it also comes with pretty solid benchmark results, and I mean SunSpider and Velamo. Now on the connectivity front, nothing special, just the usual options. We're getting here a Wi-Fi A, B, G, and AC, GPS. There is a mini HDMI port right about here, so you can output your videos via cable. There's also micro USB 2.0, there's no 3G or 4G, and in order to access the micro SD, you're going to have to use a special metal key, which luckily is bundled. This is the slot. Other than that, we also have Bluetooth. As you can see, there's no trace of NFC, and that's that. The biggest surprise here was actually the huge speed of the Wi-Fi, and believe me, it is really huge. Now we have to go to photos in order to prove that. And as you can see, we achieved an amazing 441 megapsecond download speed on this tablet, which is excellent compared to all of our other tests. And we also achieved 25 megapsecond upload, but the download remains champion from all the devices we tested. Now on the software front, you probably noticed already that we're running a slightly tweaked version of Android 6.0.1 Marshmallow. There's also a Windows version of the tablet in case you want that, and what we get here is called Book UI on top of Android. We got a bunch of folders, we got big icons on the main home screens, there's an app drawer here that scrolls vertically, and we got virtual buttons here, plus a sort of taskbar where we can see the apps that are open at any time. So nowadays Android devices do not have taskbars, this one has. And here we have a few extra options that are related to the stylus and the drawing, a small mini drawing app. Anyways, multitasking is done like this. You can see all the apps displayed on the screen as thumbnails, swipe up to close them or close them all at once. And the drop down area includes notifications and quick settings, including one for Dolby and screenshot. And then we go to the settings with HDMI options, Intel Smart Video and built-in keyboard settings with options for brightness, vibration intensity, typing speed and keyboard sensitivity, so you can really tweak your experience. Now as far as the pre-installed apps go, I counted 41 of them, so quite a few, but they're quite useful. We got Evernote, we got McAfee Security, we got Lenovo Marketplace that somehow does not want to work. As you can see here, we got this tutorial app, and we also have applications used to draw like ArtRage. You can scribble around using your finger or the stylus, change the palette of colors and change the tip of the drawing app. And of course, once again, Evernote, the Google Suite and Note Saver, which will be detailed when the stylus comes into play. So now it's time to finally address the Halo keyboard. That's its name. It's a touch keyboard on a very slim panel. It has a special stylus button so you can turn it into a touchpad. It lights up and responds to my presses in excellent fashion. So if I'm on Chrome and I want to type something here like the best tablet in the world, then you can go backspace if you went wrong. Tablet in okay, so that's it in a nutshell. Pretty comfy typing here, and we also have shortcut keys here for the Wi-Fi, for the sound, microphone and search and other things like that. So I would say it's an excellent example of how far the input has come. No longer physical keyboards, and we even have a touchpad that works just fine and it responds pretty well to my commands. Now we have a stylus button, and when it's pressed the stylus comes into action. It's called a real pen. It's this fellow here. You open it like this. I have to admit it's kind of hard to open, and this is the device that allows you to draw, write and whatever you want to do. So if I want to write something here like tablet with my horrible handwriting, I just wrote tablet, and you can take this up to the full screen Okay, so we finally figured out how to do some input and then enlarge the application. So you write something here like tablet and just pull from the side, and you can see here written tablet. You can also use this approach, put the device like this and start drawing stuff randomly here, like, I don't know, maybe a small creature with two eyes, a smile, creepy teeth. And of course you can also play with the colors, add something blue, change your brush, maybe some crazy hair. Of course people may be doing other serious stuff using the stylus here. So that's what you can use the stylus for. You can draw, of course you can also write, and this application, which I promised to detail for you, has several other options. We got text here, we got an option for photos, you can turn stuff at 90 degrees, 180 or whatever, and you can also adopt a variety of fonts, tips, thicknesses of the brush stroke and more. And you can also view previous notes taken within the same app. And now the stylus has one extra feature that I must show you. So this is the regular tip, and bundled with it is another type of tip which actually writes on paper. So if you want to remove the current tip, you're going to use the hole in the lid. Then we put this one here and the fun starts now. Excuse the ink stain. So this is a bundled small notepad which you can write notes on, you can scribble stuff, and it's based on a magnetic principle. You simply put it here. Since it's magnetized, it sticks right in, and guess what? So if you open up the app, the note-taking app you saw before, here we go. I'm writing on paper right now with the pen. I'm writing the best tablet. That's a bad handwriting. Tablet news. And now we swipe to the side and you can see what we wrote, the best tablet news. So you write on paper and it gets transcribed digitally straight onto the device. Don't ask me how it works. It's all about magnetism and pressing here and being detected by special sensors. Now this thingy, the real pen as it's called, does not require charging. It does not include a battery, so that's very nice, something nice to have. And you can replace its nib as I just showed you before. If I were a student, I'd buy this tablet for this purpose for sure. So this is the Lenovo Yoga Book. I've been playing with it for a while now and we're quite excited by it, especially by the design. I guess it's time to judge it and give it some pros and cons. So on the pro side, it's innovative, it's beautiful, it's comfy. Both the tablet and the keyboard has good performance, a solid battery, nice acoustics courtesy of the Dolby Atmos technology, a pretty okay camera for the format, it's crazy fast Wi-Fi, and fast switching of modes from tent to notebook, tablet and full open, and finally it's a new way of working and drawing. Now on the cons side, there are some software glitches here and there. You just saw that the Lenovo store not opening up, the system UI froze on me a few times, you have to carry the pen and pad with you in the school bag, which may be a problem, and the screen should be a tad brighter, and also the base may get a bit hot if you're running games on it or charging the device. There's no 3G or 4G, there is no USB Type-C, the camera has a weird placement here, and I have to say that we could be getting more premium apps here for work. That's only one of my impressions. So in the end, the Lenovo Yoga Book is a new paradigm of writing, drawing, working, having fun, and it's a must buy if you're a student looking for a new device to wow your colleagues and to increase your workflow as the student year goes along. So this has been the review from tabletnews.com for the Lenovo Yoga Book, the best looking tablet of the year and one of the best styluses I have ever used. This is it from us. Bye bye.